What's up, guys? Today's video is going to be 10 cold truths women don't want you to know. Now, it's the year 2025. There's so many things that women will deny, but then you just watch their actions and you see that they're just a whole bunch of liars, okay? And we're going to run through all these 10 and we're going to talk about exactly what kind of women these are in today's day and age, okay? So, number one is going to be she isn't actually loyal to you. What she is loyal to is how you make her feel in this very moment. Okay? And that can change anytime, any day. That woman sleeping right next to you could literally wake up and have no feelings for you. Or wake up and decide, I want to be single. Okay? So she's not loyal to you at all. That's why if you don't have the leverage, if she's not chasing you, she's literally going to wake up one day and decide you're not what she wants. Okay? So that's cold truth number one. She isn't actually loyal to you. They're loyal to how you make them feel. They want that roller coaster of emotions. They never want it to be boring or too toxic. You need to find that balance. And I mean, it's pretty much a constant game. People always say, well, just be yourself and she'll stick by your side, but that couldn't be further from the truth. You always need to be on the top of your game here. You always need to make sure you're making her feel how she needs to feel. Cold truth number two is going to be she prioritizes her survival over all else. Okay, so she's with you for benefits, whether it's emotional, social, or financial benefits. All right, and I put you need two out of those three, or she's not going to even be with you. So if you take care of her emotional and social, then you don't need to worry about the financial. If you take care of her financial, social, you don't need to worry about the emotional. You get the picture. Now, what is emotional? Emotional is her emotions. Can you bring her heightened emotions? Can you bring her lowered emotions? Can you make her feel good? Make her feel bad? Social. Do you make her look good? Like, does she want to hold your hand? Are you 6'2" like me and she just loves the fact that she's dating a tall guy? That's social status. Women love social status. Financial benefits, obviously, if you can take them to do all these awesome things, that's a benefit. But at the end of the day, women need to benefit off of you, whether it's making her look good, whether it's making her feel good, or whether it's taking her to do nice things. If you can't do those, unfortunately, the cold truth is she's not going to stay with you. Cold truth number three is she despises weakness, even in your hard times. So, for example, say, something happens, maybe, you get in a car crash, you lose a ton of money, you lose your job, you go into a depression. She's going to see you going into a depression when she's not as ruining her vibe. She's not going to empathize with you and be like, oh, it's okay, honey. Like, we'll get out of this together. Every day that you're depressed and just sitting around, laying around, is another day she says, oh, I wish I was with a guy who wasn't depressed. She doesn't say, how can I help him get out of this? She says, I wish he wasn't like this. Period. Amen. Say you have a death in the family. Say your parents pass away. She's going to say, I can't feel this hurt the same way you do. So I hope he gets over it quickly. Or I hope you get over it quickly. Because that's just the honest truth. Like, she's not going to feel that death the same way you do. And if it's the same way as when you're in a depression. That's going to put you in a depression. And once again, she's not just going to want you to sit around and mope around. She's going to want you to stay high energy, or she's going to replace you with somebody who will. Okay. Cold truth number 4 is she has the ability to leave or cheat with no hesitation. Okay, now, especially if it's overall a better option on paper. Say you're 5'8" and a guy approaches her who is 6'8", basketball player, he has a good job. You're 5'8", you don't have a good job, you're not that charismatic, but you've been together for 3 years. You know, she's not going to hesitate to, at the very least, emotionally cheat on you, okay? And that's the thing, you always have to stay on the top of your game. Like, even if a guy who is 6'8" approaches my girl, I doubt he's going to have me beat in enough categories for her to even stray, okay? So you need to have him beat in these. Go back to number 2. You need to be better than him emotionally, socially. You need to be better than him in 2 of these categories, or he's going to take your woman, okay? If he's better than you socially, or like social status wise, 6'8", say he's 6'8", but that's the only thing about him that's good, then it's not going to matter. But if he's 6'8", he has financial benefits, and he's got the emotional connection down, oh, it's over for you, buddy. It's over. And I also added amplified with drugs/alcohol. You know how many posts I've seen where, a guy's asking, should I let my girlfriend go out? Is it insecure to not let her go to the club? And then you'll see the girlfriend make a post later and she's saying, accidentally made out with a guy, accidentally slept with a guy because I got drunk. I got taken advantage of, yada, 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 yada. It's never true. I mean, maybe it is sometimes, but a majority of the time is they get amplified by these drugs and alcohol. And then, like I said, she has the ability to cheat with no hesitation. And that's amplified now. Like, imagine she already naturally has that ability. Now it's amplified. Like, the worst thing you can do is let your girl go get blackout at a club with her single friends. Okay? If everyone has a boyfriend, maybe that's a different story. But single girls love to get that one taken girl back into the single girl party, okay? Cold truth number 5 is if she does cheat, she will find a way to blame you for it, okay? So she'll say something like, you weren't giving me enough attention. You've been making me feel unattractive. And I put, that's all BS for I lost interest and couldn't admit it. One of the hardest things in a relationship is to be the one that initiates a breakup, to be the one that initiates the hard talks of, I'm not feeling this anymore. And the scapegoat to, take all the guilt away from you is to cheat and then blame your partner for it, okay? Saying, oh, you didn't do this, you didn't do that, you never got me flowers, yada, yada, yada. It's all BS. She wanted to cheat, she lost interest, but she was too pussy to actually vocalize that. Cold truth number 6, women only love the chase, okay? That's why in one of my previous videos, I talked about how to keep her chasing. Because if you keep her chasing, you keep her interest. If you're chasing her, you've already lost. And sometimes you haven't fully lost, but you need to switch the dynamic immediately or you're going to lose very quickly, okay? Women love having something that they don't really truly think they have. You could be 120% invested, but if you only act 50% invested, that will do wonders compared to if you act 120% invested. So always have her chasing, always have her not know where you stand. Cold truth number 7, if you are the one pushing for marriage, she will get cold feet. You've seen it a million times. Guys, they propose or They're always saying, I'm gonna propose for months and months and months, and then they finally do. And the girl's like, oh, I'm not sure yet. Like, I'm not sure if I really want to get married. She's telling this to like her friends and stuff, not her fiance. But she said yes, and now she's overthinking it because it wasn't truly her decision. What you can do to avoid all of that is let it be her idea. It has to be her idea. Make her wait and wait, and she must convince you. There's so many women I've heard saying, he's been, he, I've been asking him to marry me. I've been saying put a ring on it for 15 years now, and he still hasn't put a ring on it. Girl, you need to leave that man. He's a bad man. Yeah, but I love him. He's gonna marry me next year. He said next year. Girl, you've been waiting 15 years. Yeah, but he said next year. I just need to be a better woman. I just need to convince him. So not only are you gonna get her being a better woman overall, trying to convince you to get married, but when you finally do get married, it's gonna feel like she got the good deal out of it because you didn't want marriage and she did. So she's gonna always feel like she won at the end of the day. She won, she got you to marry her. And there you go. Personally, I'm never gonna get married. I don't think. It's just not something I believe in today's day and age. I mean, look at the statistics, they speak for themselves. Cold truth number 8. She can and will move on fast. This is a very hard one for people to grasp, for guys to grasp. Like, I'm sure you've been with a girl who you broke up, she made it seem like it was such a big deal, and she's crying, but then 2 weeks later, 1 week later, she's with another guy. She already has another boyfriend. Now, why is that? Because she can and will move on fast. She has way more opportunities, way more people approaching her. And I mean, there's a lot of good guys out there, you know? And especially when a woman's weak, it's that much easier to get her into a relationship. Whereas with you, it might take you months to even start dating again, okay? You might be so heartbroken you can't even like think about talking to another girl. Never mind already be dating another woman while your new girl is already with another guy, which is just going to put you further into the void of just sadness and anger, okay? So you want to make sure you know that. That's why you need to stay at least 50% detached, because she will move on fast, and that's something you need to accept, okay? It's not going to take her years and years to get over you. And even if it does, she's still going to get under somebody else. She can move on without moving on. She's just moving. She doesn't move on, she moves on to the next. Cold truth number 9. She lets society dictate how she feels about you. Now, I'm sure you've had this situation come up if you've had a girlfriend before, where her friends and her family are in her ear about you, saying, oh, he doesn't have the best job, he's not, he doesn't ever buy you flowers, he's not taking you out on these expensive dates. It's just, there's other guys that will do this for you, that really show you that they care. And over time, they're actually gonna sway her into making a terrible decision, which is leaving you in hopes to find something better. But at the end of the day, it wasn't really her decision. Back to that marriage part, women love when it's their decision. She's always gonna regret if she lets other people dictate her decisions, okay? So yeah, you have a good chance of getting her back, but I would never take back a girl who allowed other people to decide for them. Like, you're not even your own person at that point. The next point I had under number 9 was unrealistic social media perceptions. So what I mean by that is like TikToks, Instagrams, all these things where you see these perfect couples and they're doing this and that, the roses leading into the room on Valentine's Day, the picnics, the freaking the stupid challenges, just everything. She's going to get unrealistic expectations of what a relationship should look like. And she's going to start wishing that that was your relationship and hoping to find a guy that does fulfill that for her, which it's very unrealistic, but she's going to put that pressure on you to do that, and it's all because of social media. If social media didn't exist, she's not, seeing all this random crap that really isn't a real thing, you know. I mean, obviously every once in a while you should be doing something that took some effort, but these people are, making these posts every day, fabricating these things, making it look legit when it's not. And women fall for it, and they'll never tell you that they do, but they do. And finally, cold truth number 10 is what they want can change on a dime. So, for example, I put maybe she watches the show Vikings, and now all of a sudden, you're a skinny, scrawny guy. Now all of a sudden, she's craving a very muscular, very masculine man. And you can't do that for her, at least not for years, until you start hitting the gym. And then I put, maybe at work she hangs around a ghetto guy once and he sweet talks her in that ghetto kind of way, like, hey baby, like, whoa, like, come on to my place, we have a vibe, baby. Sorry, dude, I'm completely whitewashed, but that's what I'm talking about. Some girls end up liking that stuff and then they can never go back to a normal guy. So maybe that'll be her. The point is, you need to accept the fact that unlike men where you just like hot women for the most part, like if she's hot, you like her. That's pretty much 90% true. The 10% is the personality, but she needs to be hot. Women can change up on a dime. The guy can be attractive, but he might not satisfy that need for that ghetto guy. She might need a father figure and you can't do that for her. So what they want can change on a dime. You need to just accept that, and that's another reason to stay detached. And all right, guys, that was 10 cold truths women don't want you to know. Now, I'm sure there might be some women in the comments that will say, all these aren't true, or none of them are. And these aren't points for Virgin Mary. These are for, the Sydney Sweeneys, the Megan Foxes out there, okay, the 10s. These apply to the 10s. We all want 10s. So, 10 cold truths for the 10s. The 10s don't want you to know. Guys, if you got anything out of this, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will catch you guys in the next one.